Internet Dwellers, and welcome back to Franchise, the podcast where we look at movie franchises and discuss whether these franchises should have existed beyond part one. Longer intro. Do you like that?
It was. And it was on time, too.
It was on time.
There weren't those delays that you normally have.
People don't interrupt me when I'm talking.
Right.
Rude people. Anyways, I am your host.
So there is that one.
Just shut your face hole. Anyways, I am your host. Jeff Bell is always back here. And joining us again for Police Academy 4 is Chris Schultz. Hello, Chris.
Hello. And hi, Internet.
And hi, Internet Dwellers. I've been saying that for the last handful of years because I was trying to find, my thing when I said, my intro that I always said. And I don't know why I say Internet Dwellers. It's kind of weird.
It is.
But it's my thing. I do it on every podcast.
It is. I mean, what's strange is that you have cameras watching everyone, too. And you know that they're sitting in their dwelling while they're watching.
No, I don't.
I'm looking at them right now.
You are mistaken, sir.
Why are you turning off the monitor?
Well, because you are mistaken. Now get into the bunker.
Oh.
And hide forever. Welcome back to the Police Academy franchise. We watched Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol. And boy, this movie, wow. Okay. So we were discussing about how, this franchise has been kind of like a mountain range, right? And, part one was the peak of the mountain, very high up there. Part two, you were in the valley. You were treading water because of some river system.
Yes.
Part three was we've hit another little mountain that we got back up again. We were all happy. This one, we fell back down the mountain again.
I don't think we fell nearly as far into.
We're not treading water.
No.
We fell a lot further down the mountain than we were.
So if 1 is the peak, if 3 is 3/4 of that,
we are.
I would say this is
about halfway.
Yeah, halfway. It was funny. It was good. It wasn't as good.
No, it was definitely not as good as 3 and 1. 3 and 1 are still my favorites.
Yep. I would say that people should watch this one. Unlike 2, where we said it's garbage, don't watch it.
Oh no. Yeah.
Watch 1, 3, and 4.
That feels like that's the trilogy.
Yes.
That is the trilogy of Police Academy films that you need to see.
So before we go too far,
yes,
can we have a moment of silence for the characters that we will lose? After this one?
After this one. There's a lot of them. It's like half the cast, isn't it?
We lose Nogata.
Oh, yes.
We lose Copeland. We already lost Blanks.
Yeah,
he's gone already.
He was gone after the second one.
Yep.
Or the first one.
Sweet
second
Chuck.
One. I know. Sweet Chuck and Zed.
I'm
very sad.
We lose the Police Academy.
Oh, yeah, because they're not at the academy.
They're not at that building anymore.
That's right.
And, of course, the biggest loss of all, we are now, we will be after this podcast, we will be at #No Mahone. No Mahoney. This is Steve Guttenberg's last time as Mahoney.
And you know, you kind of get the feeling while you're watching these last two, at least for me, that Mahoney, Guttenberg was definitely, we were discussing this because we watched this one together.
We did.
The first three we watched separately. This one we actually watched together.
We got to hold hands this time.
It was nice.
It was nice. You were a little
my
scared.
Hands are a little sweaty though.
Yeah, you get a little clammy.
I get clammy and nervous. It was because you spilled red wine all over my white outfit.
Yeah, I don't know why you wore a white tux.
Well,
that seemed a little odd.
It was a formal movie watch.
It wasn't after Memorial Day, though.
Well,
that was the odd part.
Okay, fair enough. But what just happened? What is going on? This is a complete. Apparently, we're going to the Blue Oyster Bar later. Is where this is going.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. One last thing.
That's the other one, isn't it?
A moment of silence for the Blue Oyster.
This is the final appearance of it. It's almost like after 4, they just went, all right, everything that was good about the first 4, just get rid of it. We don't need anything from that. We
still have Tackleberry.
We still got Tackleberry. We still have Hightower. We have Hooks. We're golden. That's it. That's all that. That's the real heroes of this franchise. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so after that memorial, it was very beautiful. I love the flowers. I do want to say there is one good thing about this movie that I was very happy about. While we had lost some people, we're going to lose people after this one, we gained somebody for this one. He came back. Lieutenant Harris showed back up again.
Yes.
And we were ecstatic.
Yes.
Like, I was so happy that he was back in this movie. And it literally... While him being there, it just made me realize how much he really should have been in the last one.
Yes,
like,
or the last two.
Or the last two, because he's
like, who needs Mouse? Like, because Proctor is his assistant now too,
and he's working at like the other precinct,
right?
Exactly like Mauser was working. It's like what actually happened? Did he like morph into this other person for a couple movies and then came back as himself? No explanation as to where the hell he's even been.
No, you don't need one.
No, well, I know. Again, I'm looking too deep into the storyline.
you also have a return to the Dan Casey defined '80s movie.
Yes,
for a PG film.
And by the way, this is the movie, as I've been discussing in previous episodes, that I remember. I'm spacing on her name. The female, Callahan. Her in the pool. This is the movie that happened, and I'm like, yes.
Why we had to rewind that 10 times?
Why you were watching it on VHS tape? I don't know.
The copy I had.
I have it on VLC loop right now, playing on one of my screens. It's also my desktop background and my phone background. I close my eyes at night and I can see it. No,
but let's before we get really into the movie, into the story and all that, because I don't even think we've said the official title.
Nope. Well, no, I said Citizens on Patrol. I did say Citizens on Patrol at the beginning.
Or Cop.
Oh my goodness. Like I wonder how long it took the writer to be like, Cop. How can we do something with Cop?
You just got that, didn't you?
Citizen on Patrol. Cop. Oh, beautiful. Like, this is genius. That was way too much thought for a Police Academy film.
This movie came out, what, 87?
87.
87. Yep. So far, this was by far the most 80s music.
Oh, yes.
Of all of them.
Yes, that's my first note.
And it's a nice precursor to Will Smith.
Oh, yes, because of
who does the theme song?
Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow does the theme song.
Citizens on Patrol.
For Citizens on Patrol. Like, this movie of the Police Academy franchise, I think we've seen it as a trendsetter.
True.
For Rush Hour, for Will Smith, for Revenge of the Nerds.
This movie,
so many.
This movie is just flat out. If much like how there is like an 80s movie status, this movie is the most 80s movie I have ever seen, just across the board, though, because of the music, because of... Well, okay, we'll get to that in a second, I guess. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. You were going somewhere with that?
Well, I was just gonna say when you and Kim do the Revenge of the Nerds trilogy.
Would you really stop assigning franchises to people? No.
More suggestions. There are 3 of them at least.
Yeah,
so it could be done as a trilogy.
I think there's 4. Anyways.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
That you and Kim will be doing the Revenge of the Nerds trilogy.
Real quick, let us discuss what the plot, and I say plot very loosely, is for this film.
So this one... so the other 3 films, it was usually like the governor or the mayor that came up with these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ideas to get more people in the police force or whatever. This one, it was Commandant Lassard's idea.
Yeah.
To build a stronger relationships between the citizens and the police force by basically training citizens to be cops.
I don't know how he has managed to stay in charge of a police academy for as long as he has, because that man is just so incompetent.
He has been there for a very, 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 very long time.
And he came up with this plot and then immediately went to Europe for that police chief
conference.
Conference, whatever. So it's like I'm gonna do an idea. Bye, I'm gone, and he's gone for it.
Yeah, you who does not believe in my ideas, Lieutenant Harris. Why don't you be the one to implement this?
Why would you call on Harris of all people? He should know, which is exactly why he is incompetent. As he should not be in charge of a police academy.
I mean, the third one he called for Mahoney to help save the day.
That is true.
You would think he would do that here too.
Maybe he just doesn't have a real great judge of character.
Right. Well, and outside of probably being the first name billed on this film, Steve Guttenberg was barely in this thing.
Yeah, he's like only in like 20 minutes of this film,
Yeah.
like at most.
But this was, I mean, to be fair to Steve Guttenberg and his acting career, this was right when he blew up. Like, after this movie, he came out with, you know, the Three Men and a Little Lady with
Yep.
High Spirits and all that. So, like, he blew up after this.
Right.
And maybe he had a 4-picture deal or something like that with Paramount or Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. And then they just were like, all right, because that's a good segue into the ending of this film. I know we're jumping around, but the ending of this movie is literally it's Steve Guttenberg in a hot air balloon with Sharon Stone, who's in it, by the way.
Yep.
And, like,
We'll get to the other people
We'll get to
that
the
are
other
in
people
this
that
as
are
well.
in this because oh my gosh,
There's so many.
oh my goodness, that's half my notes is just they're in this movie. No, it's Steve Guttenberg riding off into the sunset in a hot air balloon with Sharon Stone on his arm, drinking champagne. Literally is the sign off for Mahoney.
Yep.
That is, he's gone. He has a woman, yet another. He's basically Bond. He has a different woman in every movie at this point.
Except for the second one.
But like, he rides off into the sunset, and like that's it. And he found the one Police Academy balloon apparently to ride in. Which
Well, it's like the wetsuits from the last
it's like
one.
where the hell did that come from?
So-
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I don't know, I was going to say with Sharon Stone, this may be the least developed relationship
Oh god, yeah.
out of all of them.
She shows up like what, 25 minutes in the movie?
Like,
and
I think
then-
she's like in a scene and she has like 5 lines maybe, and somehow she's the big love interest for Mahoney in this.
I will say this, however, she does fit the stereotypical Mahoney love interest appearance. She's good looking, she's young, she's blonde, and she wears white,
That's true.
which is what every single one of the women that he's loved in the movie.
Well, the other two did wear,
well,
blue.
They wore uniforms, but they showed up in white at the beginning of the film.
I have to say though, when we talked about this already, but the Nogata Callahan relationship was much more defined in this than the Mahoney relationship with
Yeah.
Sharon Stone. Like, it was more or less, oh, good looking blonde, he's with Mahoney, or she's with Mahoney.
Right.
And that's the relationship build.
Well,
that's it.
You could argue that the relationship that Zed had in the movie with Laura was more well defined than the Mahoney
Absolutely.
relationship. It was
Like, you understood that relationship happening.
it's like, I get this. I know she's kind of a bumbling, citizen who joins the squad, but I get it. Like, okay, they're both kind of weird, and that's
Yep.
what they like about each other. Got it. Like, you're okay with that love. It's just
So, and let's, another good thing to come out of this movie, and
Yep.
we should be thankful, is that this movie kickstarted the career of David Spade.
yes, it did. First theatrical film,
First film.
which
First
is
film.
nuts, and he plays like the most stereotypical '80s, like quote unquote kid, like teenager. Skateboarding, bright neon clothes.
Well, I mean, they made it look like he was skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say for sure he ever skateboarded in this film.
He rode up in that one shot on a skateboard.
How many takes did that take?
I'm sure that was probably like the 20th, and they probably were just like, forget it, we're putting him on strings and we're pulling him in. He's not actually going to do it. But then all the other times, so not only is this movie heavily 80s in the style of its music, also there's a 10-minute Mentos commercial of skateboarding, like
Yes.
to a rock 80s, like an 80s like pop rock song, and they're just like skateboarding around.
Right, and one of those skateboarders, by the way, is a very young Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk,
who was fired from this film, but he was in a lot of it as the skateboarder. I believe he played David Spade's like stunt double or
that
whatever.
might make sense,
But then he was also like in the gang
As
whenever
one of
you
the
saw
other.
all of them. Yeah,
Yeah, it's such a weird movie of people getting like this is like, it's a weird film for these actors and these people, these celebrities.
Yep.
Because you can, celebrities to be in like Police Academy. Like that's where they kind of got noticed on film, not noticed, but that's where they kind of got their start, and then they went on to do things that are obviously a lot better.
right. David
many
Spade
ways.
met Adam Sandler
And just
shot
made
up.
his career after
Yep.
that, writing coattails. Hey, in all fairness, Black Sheep and Tommy Boy and Emperor's New Groove are 3 very good David Spade movies.
Right. We're not saying he's Rob Schneider, okay?
No. Rob Schneider literally is riding Adam Sandler's coattails the entire way to his bank. To which case, then he robs Adam Sandler of money because that's how he gets paid.
Right.
Anyways, there's a couple little things that I do want to. There's I noticed while we were watching this movie, the movie appears to be like 90% dubbed. Like
it looks that way.
It looks like because they look like they did a ton of ADR. Like they redubbed almost all the lines. Like none of the audio was usable for this film, and I'm really curious to know like why, if it was just, and also the quality of it looks more like it's a made-for-TV movie than an actual big budget film.
And again, when we talked about this on the last one, the amount of money coming in for these, and probably the money being spent by the studio to make these, they're both going down.
Yeah. Each film has a lower budget than the last, and each one makes less than the last. That was one of the notes that I commented, which I will bring up on the recap episode. Okay. We'll discuss like the amount of money that the studio paid for each one of these films and the amount of money it made, because it's pretty damn ridiculous when it comes down to. There's a fact that is the how much money the first movie made compared to how much money the next 6 made. Like it's pretty ridiculous when it comes to it. But yeah, no, like so the ending of this movie is an action sequence that takes place using 3 biplanes or like classic like stunt airplane planes and hot air balloons. Mm-hmm. Is this the next logical step up
from speedboats
and jet skis?
Absolutely.
I mean, is this where you're going? It's like, well, that was on the water. Let's go in the air.
Well, I like the fact that there's so many pilots that are in the police program as well.
Oh yeah, everybody knows how to fly.
Yeah,
everybody knew how to fly at least well enough to get a plane off the ground and up in the air and stable.
Okay, so it remind me, did Sharon Stone fly for Mahoney? I'm trying to remember because I think they were in a plane together.
Yeah,
I think she was flying, right?
She was flying.
He jumped from the plane onto the
balloon and rode it down into, like, rode the balloon down into the basket.
Into the basket to take on the bad guys.
Yes.
How did she get from the plane to the balloon?
She also, little known fact, can teleport. Sharon Stone, when she uncrosses her legs, teleports across the country. Little known fact, everybody.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, there's one of those things like the movie. So we were discussing like on the first one that Police Academy 1 felt, at least in my opinion, it felt very much so like Airplane. It felt like a spoof movie, more like kind of making fun of like police shows or stuff like that. And as they went along, they get a little goofier, they get a little sillier, but they still kind of at least maintained like a standard comedy. This one started really getting close to just like a cartoon. I could actually see why they made an animated series later on, because this felt like a cartoon. It didn't feel like a live action comedy with like a lot of just the timings, a lot of like just there's huge like not continuity, but there's just like
there's continuity.
There is continuity as well. Yes, it's just like it felt weird. It didn't feel like a live action. It felt like more one of those like cheaply done family comedies.
Yeah,
that are all goofy and silly, and it's like, but it's still live action, and you're basically trying to make a live action cartoon right now, and it felt weird, and that was half of why I was just not. I'm like, all right, I mean, I still laughed. And again, still loved Lieutenant Harris. Yes. But it's just like, it's like it's really just become like this image of just it's a carbon copy.
Yeah.
This is the 4th carbon copy of the first one, or the 3rd carbon copy of the first one, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse as it goes.
Yeah, I can't say I'm looking forward to the next 3.
I'm very concerned. I really feel like the next 3 are just going to be one episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to at least watch the 5th one, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss.
I think 5 and 6 would maybe the same, and then 7 and recap.
So, I will say this, however. I have 2 other notes.
Callahan's left and right arms.
Yes, arms.
She has big guns.
Because she's got very large guns. And she doesn't need a life preserver. No, that's not where I was going with it. I have 2 other notes. Otherwise, believe it or not, after 20 minutes, we've run through all of my notes that I have for this film. I I would like to say this: Bubba Smith did a really good job in this movie.
Yeah, he had a much bigger role in this one than he has in all the other ones. He may have had more lines and more plot points in this one combined than he did
than the last three.
Which is great. And he did wonderful in it.
He did wonderful. Like, okay, so we've been kind of crapping on this movie. Let's talk about a couple of the good things about it. I like Bubba Smith in this. He did a really great job. I still liked... I can't help that because I am a man. I also do like I liked
Zed and Sweet Chuck.
Zed and Sweet Chuck in this movie. I might have considered a spin-off movie with just those two in it.
I think they both work, but they only work together. I don't think like number 2, it's just Zed. You have Sweet Chuck there, but they're antagonists, right? And it doesn't work as well.
It would have worked, but once they're together,
you need because I mean the Bobcat is here and Sweet Chuck is down here,
right?
You need the balance between the two to really get the most out of Bobcat and his comedy.
I would have loved to have seen, and I think what would have worked with them if we were talking about like a spin-off movie with them would be like a film that is very much so like not a buddy cop, basically like a buddy cop, but it would be almost like an Abbott and Costello movie or like a Martin and Lewis movie. Like it would be one of those, like it's the duo. And it's their adventures of doing something. And it probably would have gone very cliche. They would have both probably been transferred to a different academy or a different police precinct and just been like, it would basically, it's the spin-off TV show story concept is exactly what it would have been. Like it would have been, Zed and Sweet Chuck, like a TV show, like Perfect Strangers basically is what it would be.
I would love to see a TV show where like, because there's so many cop shows right now, just like have them show up in the background. They're basically all the precincts, like they're in the back of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and
they're basically
CSI
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or Guildenstern is who they are. They're just in the background of every police cop drama procedural thing on TV. I would watch that show.
You'd watch every single one of those.
I would watch
procedurals.
Every one of those then. Hell. And those two are friends. Like, because it was Bobcat. I think it was Bobcat that made sure that I don't know the actor's name, the guy who plays
Tim
Sweet Chuck.
Krasinski or something.
Right,
Like
like it was because of him. It was because of Bobcat that the guy
got paid.
He got paid because they were friends, and they still are friends. What I think is awesome.
Yeah,
like,
and Bobcat basically said, "I'm not going to be in this unless you pay him the same amount."
Right, which is really
Watch
really
out
cool.
for him. Yeah.
So it's nice that like because there's no reason he had to do that because Bobcat was still young in his career. He could have just been like, all right, great, I'm getting paid more.
Well,
great.
I think he was smart enough to know that he was giving a better performance when he had someone to play off against.
Oh yeah, and that character is perfect because Sweet Chuck is literally the opposite of Zed in every way. Though they do, but it's fun when they fight, and then it's fun when they actually like get along. And it's fun. It's always fun, and like I like their relationship. So their relationship was great in the film. I do like the fact that Zed got a girlfriend because that concept is just weird, but it works with the characters. Like, oh yeah, of course he ends up with somebody because he's not completely batshit crazy.
I had the feeling had they been in the next one that Sweet Chuck would have gotten a girlfriend then too.
Yes.
We also saw again Tackleberry's wife.
Yeah, she came
and
back
family
for one scene.
A dinner scene.
A dinner scene. And then was gone, and you didn't see her again.
Well, Tackleberry's at the academy. She's still on the force at the precinct.
Oh, that's true.
Working for Howard Hessman.
That's true.
So there's not going to be a lot of interaction there.
That's true. And I even feel like that one scene was not an afterthought, but felt more like we should probably put that in. Which I know I was reading online, they were talking about, like, originally they didn't think she was going to be in it, or she wasn't going to be available, or something like that. So they didn't write her into the film. Well, then she turned up to be available, so they just, like, they
Fortunately, the rest of the family was available, too, because they're nobodies.
What are they doing? Well, the one is Jerry Paris' son.
Yeah.
And I guess he was probably not up for much because his dad had just died.
A year ago. A year before this came out.
Well, a year before it came out, but when did it start being made? Like, it's a tough decision. Tough thought. And then my last big note that I have, which was probably the pinnacle of ridiculousness in this movie, possibly the rest of it, I'll have to wait and see after we watch the next three, is that at one point there is a scene where there are 3 cops fighting 6 ninjas on a pirate boat.
That's true.
I never thought, even as goofy as ridiculous as Police Academy 1 was in spots, I didn't think that's where we would ultimately end up with one of its sequels. That it's cops versus ninjas on a pirate boat. Like, and it goes on for like 10 minutes. It's like a fight scene.
It just tells you, where is this going?
Yeah, it's like, wait, why? Did they ever explain where the ninjas...
No.
That was just ninjas, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean, ninjas are classic 80s bad guy.
That's true, and they're just out. They're just always hiding.
Yep.
Always sitting around waiting for somebody to show up, and they divvy them off in the day. They're like, all right, Tim, Bob, you guys go down to the docks and hang out by the pirate ship. Scott, you go out by the trees. Harry, you just stay here. Wait for somebody to flank us here at our headquarters, and I'm gonna go take a coffee break. Like, literally, they're just ninjas were everywhere, but you don't see them. Because they're ninjas.
Right. Because they wouldn't be good ninjas.
Yeah, they wouldn't be good ninjas. They'd be dead ninjas. They'd be horrible ninjas.
So, let's use hashtag No Mahone on the Twitter.
Okay, hashtag No Mahone.
And share your favorite Mahoney moment from the first 4 films.
From the first 4.
I will share mine.
Yes,
I'll start with mine.
You go first.
My favorite moment came in the first movie. It's when he peeks his head out from under the podium and looks at Lassard, and Lassard looks at him, and then he puts his head back into the podium to hide. That was my favorite moment of Mahoney.
That is a very good Mahoney moment. Very good Mahoney moment. I don't know. I feel like I actually, as ridiculous as it sounds, his the action sequence from the end of the third one when they're on the jet skis, pretty damn entertaining. Like, it's just fun. It's like, oh, he's not a complete creep. Like, he's actually trying here. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Sorry, I take that back. My favorite Mahoney moment is him trying to get into the gangsters, into the thugs in the end.
From number 2.
From number 2, that is out of the horrible mess that 2 is. That moment is the best when he's there and he's like he's busting like the telephone, like
right with
that whole bit when he's undercover. That is my favorite Mahoney moment. Hashtag No Mahone.
Yeah, so I think the 5 people listening. Hashtag No Mahone on Twitter. Let us know your favorite Mahoney moment from either if we reminded you in our discussions of these first 4 episodes, or if you have seen these recently. Let's see our favorite. I mean, we are not going to see Mahoney anymore. The next 3 films are going to be like, I can completely understand why Steve Guttenberg said no to this.
Yeah, who I didn't want to come back anymore. Or what we could do, interesting. We could discuss where Mahoney would have worked in the film.
He would have replaced the not Mahoney.
Yeah, so whoever becomes
Mahoney.
Which that's an interesting thing we should dissect on the next couple ones, is who has become the Mahoney character. Like, who is now supposed to be replacing Mahoney? Like, of the ensemble that's left, who is supposed to be the new Mahoney? Just because that'll be fun. That gives us something to talk about for the next 3. Besides, I'm assuming how horrible they're going to be.
I like the one joke that they did.
That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be part 2 all over again. This movie is just. It was
Citizens on Patrol.
Between the music, the clothes, there's a whole sequence that took place at a mall. The fact that it was that 80s style theme song where the title of the movie was in the theme song. Yep. Again, well before Will Smith started doing it.
Wild Wild West.
But like that, and then with just like Sharon Stone and the bright colors, it is such an 80s movie from beginning to end. Without it being an 80s movie. Seriously. Yeah. The 10-minute skateboarding sequence that has
it is an 80s
plot.
movie. It is an 80s movie.
It is an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the first Police Academy did not feel dated.
No, it could have took place 5 years ago for as far as I
mean, there were some things that you saw, whether it be telephone booths or just the cars that they're driving, stuff like that aged it. But the jokes and everything felt fresh and good. And this one definitely felt it came straight out of the 80s. Like, pop culture was all over it. And, it
sucks because you can really see the decline. Though it is not an actual gradual decline. At least until this point, it's been kind of a weird, rocky, bumpy decline. Like you said, because part 3 was a lot better than 2, but then 2 and 4 were a lot worse than 1 and 3. Like, it's weird. And now I think we're hitting our decline. I think we're hitting that spot in the franchise. But I don't know. You know what? Hey, I could be wrong. Maybe 6 is fantastic, and we're just forgetting it. I don't know. I am
just happy that like one thing. Like, I would say, if you're gonna watch these as a trilogy, 1, 3, and 4. Third one's always the worst.
Yep, in that order too. By the way.
Yeah, third one's always the worst.
Yeah, it is always the worst. Coming off of watching the new X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Not saying it was the worst of the new trilogy. No.
So I don't have much faith in 5, 6, and 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much faith in those. So I'm gonna say, to the question that we always have to answer, I'm done. Like,
so at this point, so we're at that point in the podcast. This will probably be a short episode too, because I am running low on stuff to talk about with this movie.
There's not as many plot points. I mean, that's the thing. Like with the last one, it was a thin plot, but there were so many more plot points to talk about.
One of my other notes was that the story for this one, for part 4, felt all over the place. There was no, it felt
there's no
like
cohesion.
No, there was, you get the first time movie was very much so a bunch of like little moments and bits, but there was still at least a overall story that kind of kept the thing driving forward. This one literally was, we are bringing in citizens.
And they're going to fail because Harris is in charge.
Yep, that is the entire plot. There is nothing. There's nothing else to the plot besides that. And it's so thin, it just falls apart. So by doing that, So knowing what we've known and what we've had 4 Police Academy films at this point in time. You're saying no more. If you walked into the theater having seen part 3 and went, oh, they actually kind of redeemed themselves. All right,
I'll give them a chance on 4.
I'll give them another one. Maybe they just got their bad out of their system, and then you saw this.
Yeah,
You're
done.
Like, nope, we're done.
At least it's a better ending to it than 2 was. Because at 2 we both were out.
Yeah, we were out on 2.
We were out on 2.
It's like, no, because why?
3 brought us back in. 4. Not nearly as bad as 2. Not nearly as bad. It's much better than 2.
Right, but it's still...
it's a decline from 3.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? At least they're ending on a better note than what the sour note that 2 gave you.
They still kind of wrapped up things because...
And Michael Winslow actually rapped.
And he actually rapped. He literally wrapped up the movie. The movie wrapped at the end. The end.
And the beginning.
And it actually said the end at the end of it.
Yes.
Which I don't think the first 3 did.
I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing... this one actually has the end come up when the balloon's going off.
I wouldn't be surprised. I am kind of surprised we didn't see anything like this. But my guess is that Steve Guttenberg had a 4-deal picture with Warner Brothers for these movies. And
maybe done. After the first one was successful.
And they thought, maybe he signed for 3 more.
Yep.
And so he was done. He's like, I'm not going to renew, guys. I'm sorry. I have... I have other projects. I'm a star now. I was in Cocoon.
Yeah. You know that movie, right?
So
it's about a bunch of old people.
So I'm sure the studio and all that were probably like, okay, yeah, we can be done at this point, until they saw okay, the people we're going to have here are not going to cost us much.
Yeah, they got rid of the high profile people.
Yeah.
They got rid of probably paying for the police academy.
Because Steve Guttenberg was going to be number 1 for recognition. Bobcat's number 2.
Yeah.
And he's gone after this one.
And he's gone as well.
And Tim was making as much money. Sweet Chuck was making as much money as Bobcat. He's gone.
Yep.
So probably the 3 people that were making the most money are gone.
And then what if this is the last movie where they actually film at the police academy? Or not the police academy. I know it was it was an asylum beforehand, which I thought was
asylum.
Which you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, this totally looks
sense.
like an early 1900s police, a insane asylum basically. But I'm sure that probably also was not cheap to rent to use.
No.
So that makes sense if this is the last time the studio went. Oh yeah, we got rid of the costly actors. We got rid of possibly the costly location. So we'll just put them elsewhere. Well, because I know they filmed the most of them in LA. Because they were filming up in Canada. Well, now they're just in LA. So now these kind of almost become really cheaply done almost independent movies. It's like oh well, we don't have any of that cost anymore. We're just gonna kind of here's $5 million, go make another one. Like whatever, just go make one. And as long as it makes the money back, we don't care. And it just literally became that. That's a really good insight. So that's something we need to look at. I will look at least. I'll look at quality wise, like not quality of the story and stuff, but just quality of the film. Like
quality of the story though too. Like did they go cheap?
Even
everywhere,
with story,
like with writing,
is this just
directing.
a TV show plot?
Yeah, is it becoming like a long TV show?
Right.
It's putting them in odd situations because you got Mission to Moscow coming up and Mission to Miami.
Yeah.
So you're putting them in sitcom-ish situations, fish out of water type of things.
Yep.
So, I just hope so. We've talked about 4, 5, 6, and 7 for the last 5 minutes. I hope we have as much to talk about. Well, yeah.
That shows you just how good this one was, guys. City Under Siege. That's what I could not remember what the subtitle for 6 was.
And I do think that we talked a long time on 2 because we're more or less disappointed how good 1 was compared to 2.
Yeah.
And 3 we talked about a lot because again we liked
how good it was. Yeah.
So I will say though. On answer, so I don't think you've answered yet. I'm sorry.
No, but I would agree. I would agree that this film does not. I'm right there with you on it because you what is it like? You fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me, or whatever that is, or no, vice versa, whatever. Strike that, reverse it. No, but like whatever. So it's like the second one being like, oh, it wasn't as good. Fine, I'm done. Third one comes out, oh, it's better. Oh, this is a lot better. Yeah, and the fourth one comes out, I will be a little skeptical. Because it's like, well, you did burn me on the second one, but you made up for it on the third one. So, all right, why not? And then seeing this, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm done. Yep. I don't care if they make a 5. I don't even if they do make a 5, I'm not going to go see it because you've lost me. This is, you're going back. You're repeating yourself. You got lucky with the third one. And then the fourth one just showed what you really were doing. It was just a fluke that the third one was good.
But don't worry, listeners. The magic of the podcast. We will be watching 5, 6, and 7.
Yes, unfortunately.
We will be watching those.
That's the beauty of this podcast. We watch it so you don't have to. That's a thing. But yeah, no, so I agree. No more sequel. I don't want a part 5. I don't even care. I couldn't even come up with what I think a part 5 would be. No. Because it's like, we're just...
They had biplanes versus hot air balloons as the final. What can you do past that?
Exactly, and that's exactly where I'm sitting at. Like, it's becoming. We joked about this in the end of part 3 that they were doing jet skis and boats, and like it was very much so like a cheaply done Bond film. This continued that train, or that theme of being like, it's planes and like let's put them in the air of this one. Like it's a big like quote unquote action stunt sequence. Yeah. That just is like, oh, well.
That's where all the money was spent.
Yeah, it has to be. Like 90% of the budget was the stunts in the finale.
So a guy actually jumped from the plane and landed on a balloon and slid down. It wasn't Steve Guttenberg, but it was somebody.
It was somebody, and darn it if I don't know his name.
We don't.
we don't at all.
Stuntmen. You don't know stuntmen.
But yeah, so no more police academies. However, yes, as Chris, as you said, through the magic of everything and how much I am committed, we are committed to this podcast, we will in fact be watching the next 3 Police Academy films. So whether or not they are in one episode or not, we will wait and see. I guess just wait and see what the title is for the next one. It's very possible. It's just one.
This is the last time I can play this.
I know it is. And with that music, guys, we are done. We're wrapping up a very short episode for a very crappy film. Chris,
not a very crappy film.
Just not as enjoyable.
I think this song should probably end every episode of Franchise Manchise.
It's not gonna happen.
I think so. It's become a theme song.
It's a theme song for this series. We have
we have an opening, but this is the end theme.
We have an end theme. You have been covering it with this piece of music.
I think other people would agree that this is a better end theme.
I would disagree.
Well, most people.
So, but with that, is there where can people find you online, Chris?
You can find me many places. At Badger Colfax.
On the Twitters.
And remember, Hashtag no Mahone, your favorite Mahoney moment.
Yes.
We have to check that now.
We will have to check it. Or I guess really you guys could do it on Facebook too.
Right.
Twitter or Facebook, but
you can find me on The Rewatchman,
yes.
where you will find a lot of X-Men things up soon.
Yeah, a lot.
And also on Podcast Mania.
Fantastic. That's the horror.
Yep.
The horror podcast that you do so well,
Yes.
correct?
We review porn movies.
Hey, that's my next podcast. So,
Yeah, the Debbie Does Dallas franchise.
Porn
with,
Schmorn.
With Dan Casey.
Porn Schmorn, that's my new one.
Oh, and also on watch for Chris and Max review movies.
Oh, yes.
That's off Ghost Hat.
On Ghost Hat. Bye, Chris.
So I think that theme would just work so well at the end of every one.
No!
Can you imagine that at the end of the next one that you have with Jessica?
Yeah, no, that's why we're not doing it.
Do. It'd be perfect. I can't think of anything better.
It's going to be so anticlimactic.
I feel my contribution to this show is that if I can leave one thing, it's that.
No.
If I get killed tomorrow, will that be the theme at the end?
If you get killed tomorrow, it will be the theme.
Okay,
but
good.
now that this is
I have
on the podcast, that's going to be very suspicious.
I already have a death certificate all written up.
All right, so then this part's
good.
cut out of the episode. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
This has been a production of Ghost Hat Media, proud member of the Ghost Hat Network. Find them online at www.ghosthat.net.
I like the ending.